So you're trying to choose a learning management system. And wow, it can feel like a huge, high-stakes, incredibly overwhelming decision, right? With so many options out there, where do you even start? Well, you're in the right place. We're going to lay out a clear, step-by-step roadmap to help you find the absolute perfect fit for your team.
And look, let's be real for a second. It's totally normal to feel overwhelmed. The market is just flooded with platforms, and they all promise you the world. It's a complicated landscape, and making a wrong turn can be really costly, not just in money, but in time. We get it.
Okay, so what we're going to do here isn't to push one specific product on you. Nope. Instead, we're going to give you the process, the structured framework you need to look at any system and feel confident you're making the right call for what you actually need. All right, let's dive in.
First things first, we're not going to start with all the flashy features and cool dashboards. No. Phase 1 is all about getting under the hood. Your journey has to start with a technical foundation, and that means one word: integration. Because let's face it, the best LMS in the world is useless if it can't talk to the systems you already use every day.
I'm serious about this. Before you even think about watching a demo, your first question has to be about how this new system is going to plug into your existing software. Why? Because the data is clear. Integration problems are the #1 reason implementations get delayed for weeks or even months.
So what kind of systems are we talking about here? Well, there's your e-commerce platform that you use to sell courses. There's your association membership software, your AMS, which is basically the heart of your member database. And this is where something like single sign-on, or SSO, becomes an absolute game changer. It means your members log in once and can get to everything. That's a huge win. And of course, you've got your accounting software, your webinar tools like Zoom, and your marketing platforms. Every single one of these needs to be a smooth, two-way street for this whole thing to work.
And this all boils down to one absolutely critical question you have to ask every single vendor. And you see it right here. Who builds the bridge and what is the cost? Is the connection already built in, or is it going to need a custom API? You have to find out who is responsible for building that connection and exactly what it's going to cost you, both in dollars and in time. This is non-negotiable.
Okay, so once you've figured out that a system can actually connect to your stuff, we move on to phase 2. This is where we get into your non-negotiables, the mandatory rules and requirements, especially if you're in a regulated industry like, say, continuing legal education. Now, this is a really important piece of insider advice. You have to be the expert on your own compliance rules, not the vendor. Just imagine, you launch this big national legal education course, and then weeks later, bam, you find out the certificates your system is spitting out aren't valid in California because of one tiny little rule you missed. That is an absolute nightmare. So before you even talk to vendors, you have to document everything. Every state's rules, every type of credit, every little detail on the certificate. You bring them the checklist, they have to prove they can tick every single box.
And a huge part of this whole compliance puzzle is something called proof of completion. It's really just a fancy way of saying, how does the system prove someone actually did the work and earn their credit? It's a critical concept, so let's break down what it really looks like.
So how do you actually prove it? Well, here are the most common ways. Can the system track how long a user was logged in? Can it prompt them to enter secret codes that you give out during a live webinar? Or can it use polling to just pop up and ask, hey, are you still there? To make sure they're paying attention. The LMS you choose has to have the right tools for your specific rules. All right, you've got the tech down, you've got compliance covered. Now let's talk about the experience. Phase 3 is about serving two masters. It has to be a great, easy-to-use experience for your learners, and, well, it has to be a massive time saver for you, the administrator.
This right here, this is where you're going to feel the real payoff. Take a look at the column on the left, the common time sucks. Does any of this look familiar? Manually pulling reports, building certificates from scratch for every single course, remaking content over and over. Now look to the right. A good LMS automates all of that. So when you're in a demo, literally point to these problems and ask, show me exactly how your system fixes this for me.
And what about the learner's side of things? Well, your course catalog is basically your digital storefront. It's how you make sales. So it better have solid marketing features like discount codes and special pricing for members. It needs to be smart enough to recommend other courses. And this is a big one. It absolutely has to work great on a phone because that's where so many people are learning today. And that brings us to the final and maybe the most important phase, because you're not just buying software, are you? You're choosing a partner for the long haul. You have to evaluate the people behind the screen and how committed they are to making the platform better tomorrow than it is today.
Think of this scorecard as your cheat sheet. On one side, you've got the green flags, the good stuff you want to see. Things like a support team that actually works for the company, a super clear plan for getting you set up, and a public roadmap so you can see what they're working on. And on the other, you've got the big red flags, outsourced support, vague promises about training, and a platform that feels like it hasn't been updated in years. You gotta be on the lookout.
And seriously, don't be shy about that last point. Ask them directly. How often do you guys update this thing? Can I see your development roadmap? If I ask for a new feature, can I actually track its progress? You want a partner who is constantly improving and growing with you, not one that's going to hold you back.
So, what's the big takeaway here? It's that the power to make the right choice comes from doing your homework first. It starts by really, truly understanding your own technical needs, your compliance rules, and what makes a great user experience, and then turning that knowledge into sharp, targeted questions.
So when it all comes down to it, this is the one question that really matters. Are you just buying another platform, another piece of software you have to manage? Or are you investing in a true partner? One that's going to help you grow, save you time, and deliver real value for years and years to come. That's the choice you're making.